Hi guys, tonight's video I wanted to do about a deck that you're already familiar with, I know, and it's the Enchanted Forest Tarot. I really, I saw this deck and I saw some walkthroughs and reviews and I wasn't like impressed at first glance. I was kind of like on the fence about getting it, and then I changed my mind and saw it and grabbed it in a metaphysical shop. And I noticed right away when I opened it that all the names pretty much were changed with the exception of a few major cards. The court cards are all changed. Like the star turned to starlight, and the cups turned to visions, and the swords turned to challenges. The wands turned to spells, right? Like things like some of the major cards, like this is called the Enchanter's Wheel for the wheel, right? So, you know, instead of the Fool, we have the White Heart. Is that the White Heart? Yes, it is, the White Heart. So, the court cards are like, I'm going to get them in a row for you. I have to say I love this card, the Sunlight card. I think that's supposed to be like Pan. You know, I didn't read through the book. I read through some of it, but I didn't read the whole thing. And the reason being is I really like to look through the cards first. I get, I don't know, I get more, see, a lot of the books are kind of like standard, if you will. Whether it's Rider-Waite or whatever, a lot of the books are very standardized meanings. And for each theme of what the deck represents, they make those standard meanings have a little bit more of an extra flair, because maybe it has to do with fairies or dragons or unicorns or medieval times, what have you. But with this deck, what they have done, you know, like for the court cards, I'm just trying to find a weaver here. Here we go. Okay. So with the court cards, the pages became a child. The knights became the seeker. The queens became the weavers. And the kings became a keeper. Almost got that mixed up. That could be a little bit confusing for somebody who's new, if you're new at this. But you could always refer back to the book, because they did write a pretty decent book with some pretty good info on why the cards are kind of set up the way they are. But if you get confused with this deck, you can go out and get yourself a pretty relatively cheap Rider-Waite Smith deck and start from the beginning. And even if you have to go to the book so you can put the cards back in order, look through the Rider-Waite and you'll see what's what. You know, like Black Shuck is the death card. If you're somebody who's been doing this for a little while, at least you'll have a pretty good handle on what these mean. But if you're a beginner, you may not. So that's the only drawback I would say. I like that they did that because, yes, for a beginner, I could see where it would make it easier, because instead of having a symbol, swords, cups, pentacles, wands, where somebody new may be like, what the after these symbols mean, and it may take them a while to understand the elements and everything that goes with it. Where with this, it's basically giving you a hint. Swords, I would say, are more about thoughts, but if they wrapped it up into challenges, that's fine. You know, boons for pentacles, and visions for cups, and spells for wands was very enchanted. So, and some of the cards are just really beautifully, the color is just absolutely stunning. The graphics are great. I mean, everything's great about this deck, even the backs. But I just wanted to say a few things about it because it is a little bit different. And to use a deck like this, if you're not that familiar with the you know, Rider-Waite, and you're just starting out, I would recommend getting a Rider-Waite deck to go along with it. But I love the deck. It's very cool. Like I said, I didn't go through the whole book yet. I just scanned through it because I like to grab the cards first and check the cards out and spend some time with them. Then I go back and get the book and go, I guess I kind of play with them intuitively first, and then I get the book and I'm like, oh, so that's what they were gearing at with that. Okay, that makes sense. I was thinking that it might be this, but not that. That's interesting. So it's nice to get a good glance at what your tarot deck is supposed to be about, even if you like to use intuition when reading the cards. But I like this deck a lot. Like I said, I strayed away from it a bit at first because I wasn't so certain I was going to attach to it. And I acquired it recently, and I attached to it in a very personal way. I have my, I say that with all my tarot, but I do, I do bond with them, and then I can pull it out and use it at any time and be comfortable with it once I bond with it initially. So, okay, guys, so have a good night. I just wanted to do that quick, more so a review of my thoughts of the deck and not so much a walkthrough. Okay, thanks for watching me, guys. I love you. You're great. Hit the like and subscribe for me, guys, and I'll see you soon.